Kia ora and welcome to Queenstown Arena, the battle between the SkyCity Stampede, Phoenix Thunder. My goodness, we're down to the pointy end of this season. With me I have
Matt Chavez
and
Joe LeBreton.
And tonight we're bringing you the play-by-play and the color of this semifinal between these two teams. They battled it out just the other day, so are we looking for a rematch? What are we thinking?
Well, a rematch would be an interesting one because they 2 weeks ago they split the series. The Phoenix Thunder winning the first game here on the Friday night, and they ended up dropping the Saturday, and that's actually why we're here tonight. Is the Stampede coming out ahead on Saturday put the Stampede just in front for home ice, and that's why the game's here tonight.
Man, last time these teams were playing, we had a list of the possible scenarios of how the league was going to end up after all the final regular season play, and now we're all that scrapped. We're down to the four best teams playing off. We've got the second and third playing off tonight. Next weekend, we've got the Battle of Auckland.
Yep. One and four coming up with the Admirals at the Swarm, and if the Swarm win, the winners of this series will be heading up to Auckland. If by chance the Admirals win, we'll be back here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I know that.
If
there's still a few scenarios.
There's still a few things there, but this is the first time. It's actually quite exciting to have four teams because we don't know where we're going to be next week or in 2 weeks for finals because it's not predetermined this year.
So obviously, we haven't it's not as obvious as you would think in years gone by of, well, we'll let these games go and then we'll have our final. But now it depends. Each game from now on will be hot. Joel, that we have the top scorer here for the league, the greedy person, Cole Begstead, because you'll notice also he's also voted MVP, league MVP. That's spectacular.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. 16 games played, 12 goals, 29 assists, top scorer, league MVP, Luke Stegman. A lot of Phoenix Thunder players on that lineup right there.
It's very green.
It is very green. I've been doing it for a long time, and that's the first time I've ever seen that screen all green.
Ashton Brooks, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Ashton Brooks actually has had an outstanding year the entire year, and he belongs up there as the top goaltender, and we'll probably be seeing him tonight. Not sure yet. We'll see him skate out, but we're pretty sure.
I'll bet my lunch on it.
And this is the table that we were talking about. The interesting part here was the Swarm and the Thunder happened to go to an overtime game, and that is why there's only 1 point between the Swarm, the Stampede, and the Thunder, sorting all of this home ice business out. And because of that, that's why the Stampede ended up in the home ice situation they're in. I guess I should talk a little bit more about the format.
The layout, yeah.
So this will be the same for both semifinals. We start out tonight with a two-game series, and it will go 2 games. It is an aggregate score between those 2 games. There will not be overtime tonight. If it happens to end in a draw, it's very old school. Whatever the draw is, we go home, and then we wait until tomorrow. But it is the combined score tomorrow night between both games that decides this winner. So technically, you could win tomorrow on the score on the night, but if it's not enough to make up the aggregate, it'll be the winner with more goals that goes through. If there's an overtime, it'll be tomorrow night only, and it'll go for 20 minutes golden goal.
Oh, yeah, we've got a few players to watch here. Yeah, we've got Nolan Ross, Ian Ortis, two, absolutely going to make a massive impact tonight. Nolan Ross playing with his brother out there again, who came a little bit late in the season, but has played his mandatory games in case anyone's out there's counting. Just as good as bro. Nolan Ross, great on breakaways. Ian Ortis, he's going to be a game changer as well. After captaining the under-20s men's national team to gold medal, he's going to bring that X factor,
I'm excited about watching him move forward in this league.
Absolutely.
So some keys to success tonight. You guys will know this just as well as I will, broadcasting in Christchurch, small rink. And the reason that's important is Dunedin plays on a very large Olympic-sized rink, And it may fall as an advantage to the Stampede to have that home ice in the small rink to allow for more rush opportunities, quick outlet passes, and to try to score quickly. So the Thunder, they pretty much have to grab this series by the horns. If they don't, they can get away very quickly because the Stampede are capable of scoring very quickly and in bunches, and we've seen that throughout the year.
I like to say also here in Stampede land, there's the other player, which is over 300 fans. And mind you, there are a lot of Dunedin fans here, but there's a lot of yellow out there in those seats, and the seats are full.
Well, the interesting fact that we were talking about earlier, these two teams have never met in the playoffs, which is a very interesting fact. The Stampede, I mean, I don't have to tell you guys. You know exactly how proficient they've been in the playoffs. They're an outstanding team and have been for over a decade. The Thunder, they were in the semifinals in 2018, 2019, back when it was a 3-team playoff. But really, everybody out there, not very experienced for the most part. There's some playoff games out there, but this is a different kettle of fish. Can the Thunder adjust and play playoff hockey?
There is always an extra X factor when these two teams get together. And, you know, history and stats don't really mean what they should when these two get together. Wow, what a spectacular looking evening. Well, the seats are full.
It won't mean a thing tonight because everything is to play for. It's 0-0 on the scoreboard, and it doesn't matter what happened last week. But we are playing for what is the there you go, sold out 600, Dave.
Oh, did I say 300?
You said 300.
Yeah. No, so
that is amazing.
This new math is really tough. I'm struggling. Wow. Yeah, and you know, like that's sold tickets, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know, there's probably a few volunteers here that'll be more watching the game than volunteering.
Yeah, well, it's half the city, basically, if you're going to talk about it.
Absolutely.
This is the place to be right now.
But don't forget, there's still plenty of tickets available for next week's semi-final clash in Auckland as well. So make sure you get online and start buying them up.
Yeah, and that'll be exciting. I'm thinking that anyone that hasn't filled their seat probably tangled up in Queenstown traffic.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
Stop it, David. I'm going to get in trouble for that, I'm sure. So we're only moments away. No, we're not moments away. Lots of time.
We've got plenty of time.
So the interesting thing for me, guys, seeing we were talking about rink size, and one of the things that I'm going to be most interested in is to see how the Thunder choose to play defense just generally. Are they going to go 1-3-1 and play kind of a conservative lockdown approach in the center third, or are they going to play more conventional 2-3 and try to get back when they can, dropping that third forward and trying to avoid those quick attacks that the Stampede are really good at? I think that's going to be a key, especially to get started. I'd love to hear your opinion, Joel. You think it's going to be like tempo first, or is it going to be a feeling out period?
No, Dunedin's going to come out really, really strong here with Beckstead leading by example from the back end. He's been such an impactful player. You know, last weekend he was playing defense all weekend and made a massive impact at both ends of the ice.
Yeah, he was outstanding playing for Dunedin, and I should say just that game, as you noticed earlier, getting two of the three MVP and top scoring. So amazing. Good to see Colin McIntosh back for the Stampede.
Yep.
He had that had to what do you say? Go home to for
family reasons, I think is what you say.
Yeah, some sadness, but he's back here ready to play, and having been off for those last games, I'm sure he watched it from afar. So,
yeah, and we also have a Chris Eden sighting. That was not a for sure thing, but Chris is out on the ice for the Thunder. Stegman is not, so that's going to be a difficult situation for the Thunder. But they were potentially without Chris Eden, and that was going to be a very difficult situation for the Thunder. But it looks like Chris is out on the ice. He's the all-time leading scorer in the NZIHL. So that, again, it's for me, I'd like to see mostly, we've been talking about all the players, right? But I think there's a lot of this particular matchup that comes down to coaching. And by coaching, I mean the lineup matchup situation. And Dave, you're on the bench a lot. So you know how this goes. You have to make choices about the lineups, who you're going to put out, and as the we're getting called out here.
Yeah, we're getting called out because we're wearing yellow.
Yeah.
Chris Eden is giving us grief, saying we want a fair call up there.
Let me see, where's he at? Say hi, Chris. There you go. There you go.
I will call fair.
We know you will. Yeah. The interesting thing, like I was saying, is how do you match up, especially when as part of home ice, and for maybe you don't know, you get last change, right? So how do you approach this from a Thunder perspective? If you don't have the last change, Dave, how do you approach this?
Well, I'm seeing that I'm looking through the lines and I see strength on each line. You've got Begsted in the second line.
Okay.
So with him is Enright and Herring. You got Jackson Flight on the third line.
Yep.
I mean, so Jackson Flight is quite a presence. But I get what you're saying. You don't have a choice.
Right.
So you just stick them out, run through.
And you go with balance, it sounds like.
And keep an eye open for possible changes on the fly.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if those lines are gelling immediately or if they have to make some adjustments. But I think from a Thunder point of view, having to make those choices early on is going to be critical in the first period or two of this matchup.
The Stampede, I won't say have it easy, but they having last change. Joel, first 2 minutes, what are you thinking?
It's going to be the exact same as last week. Dunedin's just going to come out of the gates firing. And you're talking about the lines there. You know, Dunedin has a lot of depth now. And they're able to spread those key players out across the three lines, if you know what I mean. You know?
Absolutely.
It's something they just haven't had in the past. And it's good to see, you know, it's going to make an impact. Got Cole Beckstead playing in through the middle there on the second line. And that's going to be a problem for the Stampede as well, because now they've got to spread their lines out a little bit. It's not that top line best on best, you know, battle and then working their way down. It's going to have to, it makes it a bit more of a problem when you've got, Cole Beckstead on the second line, not the first.
Yeah, everybody's going to have to step up. And is this an opportunity for some of those players that, you know, aren't top of the score to actually, you know, stamp their presence on the ice tonight?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, because when you spread the lines out like that, you know, you just create these uneven matchups, because you might get a second line player against a third line player, this and that, and you just create that. Yeah.
That's what Matt was mentioning about that mismatch. How do you adjust for that? But having the depth that Dunedin has now, that isn't as critical as it used to be.
No, exactly. You know, their third line can get caught out with the Stampede's first line and still skate with them and, you know, make an impact.
Right. So, Nolan Ross starting out with Colin McIntosh and Lachlan Freer on that first line for the Stampede.
Yep. That's been a good line for the Stampede all season, that one.
And be starting off against Eden, Otis, and Lewis for the Phoenix Thunder. We're less than a minute, way less than a minute before the final, before the puck drop, I guess.
Well, that buzzer to tell them let's get out there. But it's interesting for us. This is the first time I've been here where they have an electronic scoreboard now that has a screen, right? Which sounds fantastic and modern and everything, but we can't see it from here. So.
An upgrade, yeah.
Upgraded for everybody but us, I think, Dave.
By the way, this is Cullen Burns' 200th game. I'm not sure if
it counts or not.
No, well, yeah. And
Well, they've got the balloons up over there, so I say it counts.
Definitely
counts. Welcome to Stampede Land.
That's right.
Oh, four officials on the ice tonight as well. A bit of a change up for finals.
That's good to see. We usually run 4 in Christchurch. It's a good thing and a good system. Every time we get a chance, it's better.
But 5 players, 2 goalies, 4 referees. It gets crowded.
It does. It will get crowded in here. Absolutely.
It was one of Joel's favorite sayings. It's a chilly day outside, but it's heating up in here.
It's going to be hot in here tonight.
Yeah, already. That's the announcer, Ross Burns. Big shout out to all you people that are watching from around the town, around the South Island, and around New Zealand, and even overseas. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we'll entertain you with a great game of hockey.
So a couple of announcements here. I don't know if they're going to go for the national anthem, but can't quite hear what Ross is saying here.
No, they're possibly shifting gears. Semifinals. It's all
a little bit new.
Yes. And I think this is introducing Callum. The irony here is Ross Burns introducing his son, perhaps, as 200th game. Oh, well. There's no stopping this train now.
Well, let's get underway here. This is a fight for South Island supremacy here. And the winning team goes on to play for the Burgle Cup.
I like that South Island thing, but I think this is going to come out absolutely feisty as I believe they're wanting to stamp their presence. Either team, both teams are going to want to stamp their presence and ownership early in this game, which will result in a lot of physicality.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen it the last time these two teams played. We were talking about the intensity that Dunedin or the Phoenix Thunder came out with, and they maintained it through the entire weekend. And playoff hockey's a little bit different again. It's going to ramp that intensity up another level.
Yeah, well, let's also talk about the fact that since Dunedin doesn't have as much playoff experience, do they stay out of the box when it gets physical? That's going to be a key to whether or not Dunedin kind of falls behind.
It was a big key in the last time these two faced off.
So now you see Begstead moved up. I think he was taking Tristan Darling's spot last time they played, but the puck is dropped and we're in Stampede in that Phoenix Thunder zone. And it rolls out to the neutral. Begstead with it. And Freer forced into his own zone. Ross, shot right on target. Tap there.
Both the Ross brothers out there.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. And a saucer pass in where Dunedin picks it up while the Stampede get themselves a line change. Chalice out there with Sofer. Amston across to Burns. In the corner, round the back of the net. Amston picking that up. Tap to McRae. Sofer drives behind the net. Sofer says hello to Wilson behind the net. Fired back in. Which picks it up. And moving it out is Phoenix Thunder. Cross ice off the boards. Shot on net. And Brooks, just a little wide.
Absolutely.
Off the boards.
There by Herring, but yeah, glove down by Brooksy. Again, guys have come out strong, but Stampede have come out quite strong already. Good time down in the Dunedin zone there.
Cross ice to Blair, can't collect it. It's tapped in. Harrison picks up puck on the red line, backhands it in, just over the line, but kicked to the neutral zone. Lilly sends it down ice. Now McCullum, always dangerous with the puck over the red line. Shot on net. McCullum right on target.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is that you can see right away, Dunedin's playing too deep. Their defense, as long as they've got somebody behind the play, they're okay. But they're generally dropping their defense to play back, which is requiring their third forward to play a little bit deeper, and that's what's been giving the Stampede a chance offensively to start with here. They get a man advantage.
Stidley chases his own pass in. Brooksy plays it from behind the net, and it's cleared out all the way down the ice by McCog, I believe, and that'll be icing.
Yeah, there's that long game that they're looking for. If they can hit those long passes, that's what they're trying to do to break open that Dunedin defense, but in this case, a little bit too aggressive.
Couldn't make the mark. All right, face off to the right of Brooks. Puck rolls around, picked up by Herring, taps it to the corner, and True tries to clear, and it rolls to the red line. Herring, Beckstead, takes it into his own zone. Beckstead starts to get the steam up, dumps it into Stampede zone. Ross, huge saucer pass, hits his brother on the far blue line, but it's robbed by Eden, who marches it back into the Stampede zone. In the corner, Eden picks it up. Otis takes that shot, and it's tapped out by the Stampede. Lots of end-to-end at the moment. Ross, red line, fires it back in, forcing Dunedin behind their own net. Stitley with it behind his net, allowing his team to have a change. Big pass up. And Brooks collects that, hangs on to it as Flight was in flight, about to attack.
Going down there. Yeah, you can see there's a bit of nerves at both ends so far. There's a lot of missed passes, not quite connecting yet. Big moment for Phoenix. They just need to, calm down a little bit, start moving the puck around, and they'll be fine.
Backed it, shot, blocked. Tap to McCrae. Feeds Ollie Rusky Jones, and it's dumped back into Stampede zone. Blair couldn't collect that, and it rolls to the corner where Lilly's forced to tap it down the ice. Burns. Lots of neutral zone at the moment. Chalice, saucer pass across ice. Lilly intercepts and fires it down into the corner. Amston, cross ice to Burns. Burns feeds McCog over the blue line. Muscles his way in. And it's tapped all the way back out again, forcing McCullum back into his own zone. And fortuitously, as he fell, he missed the puck. And icing, I believe, is the call.
Not icing in this case. It's because the net came off the Dunedin goal back there, which is why they're not allowing the change in this case, because it actually was not icing in that case, but because they had to stop the play there.
Right.
And you guys were saying a lot of neutral ice time so far. It's coming from the Dunedin choice to not skate out of their back end. They're passing out of their back third every time.
Those deep defensemen having to get it out of their own zone, I guess, quickly.
Yeah, there's another example of it right there.
Yeah, it's just it'd be the nerves as well, just gripping the stick a little tight, like not wanting to make a mistake and give up the first goal.
Feeds Beckstead, skates it over the blue line, carries to the corner. Back to Darling on the point. Shot wide. Devlin carries over the red line, steals the puck, feeds McCog, can't collect it on the boards.
That's once again the goal is off the mount, and that was Devlin running into it there, so I think it's going to come out of the zone here.
Yep.
A little bit of a passing opportunity there, but
yeah, I think, Joel, I think you hit it right on the nose there. It's more nerves and not making any big mistakes to open with.
Yeah, but you know that does work against you as well, because you've got to take that take the initiative and really push, because that's what they were doing last week and it netted, or last time these two guys played, and it netted great results with Dunedin playing extremely aggressively and putting Stampede on the back foot, which is the key to the game. I think for them, they're going to have to do that, otherwise they're just going to get lost in the sauce.
Otis against McIntosh. McIntosh wins that shot from the blue line. Ross, I can say Ross, and I'm not sure which one shot that puck. By saying the name Freer Ross or Rusky
Campbell,
Jones.
Rusky Jones. There's a few brothers on this team.
Face off and rolls behind the net. Thunder march it out. Lewis marches it up over the blue line. Muscled off the puck though. McIntosh over the red line. McIntosh carrying. It's turned around right on the dot. And Lewis can't control that shot. And again, and scores! Just picking up those rebounds. Was that?
Yeah, that was Chris Eden.
Eden picking up the scraps there.
Yep.
We'll go to a replay here.
Yeah, here's the initial shot by Lewis.
Oh, yeah, you can see this in the second shot, and then Eden just coming through and chipping it out.
Yeah, that breakdown there is it's defensive because they allowed Eden to come up the slot there. The two defenders stayed wide, and because of that, he was able to collect the garbage, and he got a lead.
Absolutely. No, it's an outstanding play from Eden.
You call it garbage, but they all count.
They all count.
Pretty goals and ugly goals, they all count. And that's the way Eden controlled the puck. Showed the experience there, that he didn't just poke it. He actually moved it away from Aston Brooks and popped it
over. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think we can call that a garbage goal. There's definitely a bit of skill involved in that.
Shot, beautiful shot from Burns, and Shook has eyes on that. Here's that replay again. There's Burns taking the shot, and
it's popped back out. But
it was a good shot, but I think Shook had eyes on that all the way, so there was nothing in it.
Yeah, didn't glove it down though. It's popped back out there, but the ref is blowing it down.
Quick with the whistle. Amston chases behind the net. And Chalice gets it up but not out. Herring takes a shot. And finally McRae collects it along his own boards. Stampede struggling to get it out of their own zone at the moment. Eden taps back to Herring. Cross ice start and fired down, forcing McCullum behind his own net. McCullum letting a line change occur while he's behind, not being pursued.
Yeah, interesting. They leave Beckstead high here, but he's not going to chase because there's three options that they can take, and they're better off waiting, just like they did here.
Harrison over the blue line, and offside is the call.
That was a veteran move there. You can see Oars just helped him across the line there.
Yeah, a little bit of assistance across the line.
Yeah, no, that's a veteran move, that.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
But no, as I was saying before, with the aggressiveness of the Thunder, you see after they score that goal, the intensity just cranked right up, and they really started pressing that Stampede team, the Stampede line.
McCullum over the blue line. Shot again. Shook kicks it to the corner. Rolled around behind the net. And Phoenix Thunder on their own blue line. Tapped back in by McCog. McCullum back to Harrison. He just dumps it on net. Lewis with it now. Lewis feeds Orr.
Yeah, Otis on that one, and it flipped up, backhand hit the railing just barely, and that'll be a face-off.
And you were mentioning about this home ice advantage. That's along with the small rink, Matt, this low ceiling.
Very low ceiling, yes.
Yes. Definitely compared to the Dunedin one.
And and even Christchurch has quite a, even though a small rink, has quite a high. Great kick save there by Brooks. That shot sort of came out of nowhere. Freer takes that shot. And McIntosh controls. Ross feeds Lewis. Lewis across the Orr. Orr's got a step, but Freer gets a skate on that. And Brooks is forced to make that save.
Heck of a back check from Freer.
A little bit of a sort of miscommunication there with the Stampede, not able to connect on their passing. Big rink-wide pass. And collected by Blair. Bounced off the puck on the blue line. Amston goes for a skate. Carries, dumps it into the corner for Sofer. Sofer's being pressed against the boards by Darling. And the puck's left. Orr, shot. Kick to the corner. Herring takes another shot. Amston, round back to Burns. Burns feeds Sofer. And Chalice then fires it in to the corner. Little reverse there as Amston skates in on it. And it's waved off. Obviously, linesman Adam Nagy didn't like the speed at which Amston was skating. Sofer taps it up to McRae. McRae, shot off the pads. Puck rolls in front, untouched. Kept in by Harrison, and Herring with it. Herring backs into his own corner. Cross. Beautiful work there by Stetley, I believe. And puck is on the red line, kick back. And Begsted with it. Off a skate, tapped in by Rusky Jones, gives chase. Stroyer, he has it in the corner. Freer fires it in. Stroyer. Big series here, boys. Long series. Finally a whistle. Wow.
Otis getting a little extra there. This goes, I mean, the reason that Stroyer was having such a hard time back there, you can still see the yard sale back there with the broken twigs.
Broken twig down there, yeah.
And the reason that happened, the shot that happened about a minute and a half before was that Orr had to jump out in order to handle that, which was Otis's broken stick. So that's and that's how he ended up getting that shot, which it's the little things in these games that end up kind of perpetuating it,
creating major effects, like a ripple effect. I get that butterfly effect. All right, Orr facing off for the Phoenix Thunder to the right of Brooks. Puck rolls out of the blue, muscled up by Ross to the blue line, and McIntosh with it, waiting for the boys to clear the line. Taps to Freer, can't collect. And it's on the red line. Ross fires it back in. Blair has. Cross ice. Tapped up the boards. And icing is the call. You know,
No, I was going to say that was the first time they've actually tried to just chuck it out, and then it went the whole length of the ice to go for an icing. They've been effective in just passing out of their back third in the sense that that the Thunder were trying to just get out and not skate it out, but that's the first time that it kind of bit them, and it's going to result in an offensive chance for the Stampede.
We're already halfway through this first period, more than halfway through this first period. Burns. Chalice on it. Chalice cross ice. Can't feed McCray. McCray with Beckstead along the boards. They got a couple other dancers in there too. Burns with it now in his own zone. Burn. Herring. Beckstead with it on the red line. He's got in right with him. Beckstead stops, lets the rest of the crew come forward. Beautiful move. Herring shot. Puck bounces in front and cleared to the red line. Over the red line, fired on target, and Brooks kicks it to the corner. Stampede struggling to get control. Just firing it, Sofer just firing it in, allowing themselves for a change. Rusky Jones clears it back all the way into his own zone, where True picks it up. True. Rusky Jones. McCog with it over the blue line now. McCog feeds Devlin. Devlin takes a shot off an ankle, picks it up. Can't get a handle on it. In the feet, tapped up, broken up beautifully by Rusky Jones. Over the blue line, shot, hits the glass. The puck rolls in front. Oh my goodness. I swore that was a goal, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and that's going to stop because of the net coming off again.
Lost its moorings. Boy, that was a fracas in front.
Yeah, it's spun right in the crease, just almost on the line.
Oh, Shook did all he could.
You'll be able to see it really well from this angle here.
So off the glass, rolls.
Spins right.
Oh my goodness.
That's what you saw.
That's
so
what
close.
I saw. From my view, it was my Stampede eyes. The Stampede lens behind the net. Phoenix Thunder trying to set something up. Big forward pass. Eden drifting in there. Freer.
Good hit from Eden there.
And now McIntosh over the blue line. McIntosh dangles, controls behind this, tries to center, can't shot, and Shook gathers that up.
So you guys saw the long pass attempt. Eden he's done that for years in a Red Devils uniform. Saw it all the time. I used to call it his office when he's sitting there on the neutral side of the point, just waiting for that long pass.
Yeah.
But I got to ask, Joel, if you were shooting against Brooks, would you pick 5-hole?
No.
I wouldn't either, but the last half dozen shots have all been 5-hole attempts by the Thunder.
I'm trying to pick where I would shoot on Brooks, to be honest, because there's nothing soft.
No.
That's why he is top goaltender.
Yeah, similar to shooting low on Shook as well, you know. He just puts those pads down in butterfly and covers the entire net.
Big presence. All right, Ross with it on his own blue line. Ross over the red line, still carrying, starts to march it in. Man, the Thunder just lined up like a big battle line there on the blue line.
Yeah, and that's another thing. There have been no odd man rushes for the Stampede at all. Like, just none.
No.
And they've been back defensively, and that's kind of hurt the Thunder to not have any chances to kind of break out, which is, I think, why they tried the long pass with Eden, but they are very disciplined on their defense right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have to be, because, with a team like Stampede, it doesn't take much to, get those odd man advantage.
All right, face-off was to the left. Little shot on Shook. And Beckstead carries all the way into Stampede zone. Into the corner it goes with Brooks and Beckstead. Behind the net is Beckstead. Beckstead feeds the point. Now here's a chance. Sofer, he's got McCray. McCray over the blue line. Shot. Puck knocked to the corner. Beckstead, he's got one. Burns to beat. Shot. And Chalice carries behind the net. Starts to march it up. Cross ice to McCray. McCray on the red line. He's got Sofer with him. McCray fires it in on target, allowing him and Sofer to go for a change.
The Beckstead break was a counter from a 3-on-2, the first one. Just as I said, they finally got one.
McCog gathering that up and on the red line and firing it in. Destroyer around behind the net. Robbed by Devlin. And
wow, big play by Devlin there to feed that, to have the, we'll get to see that on replay.
Harrison.
To have the patience to wait the defenseman out and pass it across to a very open Connor Harrison.
Connor Harrison. That's why we practice. One-timer, couldn't get across.
Yeah. No, not at all. And that comes from a defensive lapse. Again, trying to just bounce it in off the boards.
Exactly.
And he gets caught doing it, and that pass goes out in the slot, unguarded.
Yeah.
Well, tied up, 5 minutes left in this first period. Nothing but hockey ahead. Blair with it over the blue line. Blair carries to the corner, hammers on the brakes, back to the point. Herring takes a shot, whiffs on it, big feed up, and Connor Harrison couldn't collect that. No icing. Herring tries to feed the far blue line. A shot where Flight was sitting, but it's tapped back into Thunder zone. Stampede have got, as Joel would say, pep in the step now.
Absolutely.
Herring with it in the corner. Big rink-wide pass. Beckstead with it over the blue line now. He had Stroyer with him. Puck bounces to the blue line, but not out, where Otis bashes it back in. You'll see that Beckstead and Otis are on the same line now. I don't think they were in that on the paperwork. So a little bit of, you were talking about changing up the lines, Matt?
Yeah, it's clear that they've kind of found something in that combination. And I think having Otis and Eden out at the same time is opening up the ice and letting them get a little bit deeper. It's going to be a matter of Eden just getting a chance to get some shots away. That's what he's missing at this point.
He's a sniper, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Behind the net goes Amston. Big lead. Again, no one there for that. Icing is the call. Wow. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. 1-all. First period.
Yeah, well, you talk about, Stampede getting a little bit more pep in their step. A goal there is a bit of a momentum shift. It goes from being 1-0 down, suddenly it's back to even Stevens again, and they can move forward. Because, the Stampede are looking on the back foot a bit here. Dunedin and Thunder have been putting it to them.
You're absolutely right. Their lack of connection with the passes. Unable to, and here's a chance for Stampede, who cannot control it. Finally, Chalice taps to McIntosh. McIntosh controlling. And he whiffs on it as robbed by Enright. Amson, big feed pass to Chalice. McRae boosts it over the blue line. Centering, and McIntosh dumped in the slot. Enright carries over the blue line. Robbed by Chalice. McRae over the red line, over the blue line. McRae carrying shot. That was quite a narrow angle shot. Centering for shot for Rusky Jones. And tell me that net didn't come off again.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, yep.
Someone bring a staple gun.
He's a big man. He needs a big net.
That's right.
Yeah.
Needs some big anchors in there, maybe.
And that is why they don't get the change in that case, because it came off due to the goalie moving it. So so there is a bit of a long change, or a long shift out there for the Thunder at the moment.
Back to the point. McCullum moves it in. Shot kicked away to the corner. McCullum taps it around the net. Behind the net, puck rolls in front. Turned up by the Thunder. Harrison picks that up. Pushed off the puck, but still has it. Harrison, fueled by that goal of his, off an ankle, where Stroyer carries to the corner and starts to march it out. Destroyer, big long legs of his, 3 strides to 4. Big pass missed by McCog, collected by the Thunder, and again, Thunder collecting a loose puck in their Stampede zone. Hurring taking a shot, clutter in front, creating a little bit of a screen. Behind the net is Begstead being allowed to carry to the corner. Hurring on the blue line, back to Begstead in the corner. They look like they're setting something up here as it's puck rolls in front, untouched. And
that is going to be a delay, boys. Unfortunately, I'll tell you what happened there. That puck went straight up in the air, and it caught some plastic in a lighting situation.
That's right. Yeah, that's caught a light, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
with a minute 13, they may call the period here. We'll see if that happens, but they're going to have a quick discussion about that and make it a 21-minute and 13-second period. That's my guess.
They'll tack that minute and 13 onto the second period. We'll see.
Likely what's going to happen here. I think they got to check it and see how quickly this will take to get repaired and or handled.
Well, I think luckily with all the lighting here being LED, it's not going to cause any kind of hazard, and there'll be no broken glass. They should be able to clean that plastic up pretty quickly, I'd say.
And there's no effect with the light itself, I don't think.
No effect with the light itself either.
It's still bright as ever.
We've got big Ted Graham out here.
Big shout out to brother Dan. Here's
you can see the action coming down.
Yeah, raining glass,
Luckily.
Plastic,
luckily, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll probably, it looks like they're happy with it, so they'll just, maybe they won't cut the period short.
Whisk it up.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Ted for he's had this rink polished up for these games for the Stampede all year. And brother Dan, who's in Canada at the moment, big shout out to you, Dan and Connor, doing some hockey work over there. So big thanks to your work this year, contributing to the hockey at all levels here in Queenstown.
Absolutely. Well, why don't we give some Thunder sponsors a shout out, eh?
Yeah.
While we're here.
So
we've got the Phoenix Organics, their naming sponsor being the Phoenix Thunder. ProFlow Plumbing and Gas, Kia Photos, do great work down there with the Dunedin rink. Dunedin Ice Stadium, of course, Battery Town, More Drainage, Swift Contracting, Calder Stewart, Dan Ferguson Property Brokers, Anytime Fitness Dunedin. So if you're looking at joining a fitness club, just look at the legs on these Dunedin players out here at the moment, and if that doesn't give you inspiration, nothing will. And Commercials on Kaikarai as well is another one of their sponsors.
I'm just wondering if there's any electrical fitting sponsors that could help us out with those lights. Feel free to contribute. Well, they've done a great job of cleaning that up. This is an interesting break because both teams would be puffed after 18 minutes and 47 seconds. And now
TV timeout, maybe.
Yeah,
this
more or
last
less.
minute should be absolute blitz.
Well, it should be. The interesting thing for me as far as this break is it could change the balance of the period if somebody manages to score. It's been a very even period so far.
Yeah.
No real, a couple of goals, obviously, but both of them were, the first one was a drop, a rebound goal, and then the other one was a defensive turnover. Right? So no real offensive prowess from distance or anything where you're skating on an odd man break. But if either of these teams manage to score, it really changes the outlook of the first period.
Well, both of those goals came from grit and determination.
Yes.
They were gritty goals. The Phoenix Thunder goal from following up on the rebound, crashing the net, Eden coming in, having the hands to be able to pop it over the pad there. And then at the other end, with Devlin hassling that, forechecking hard, hassling that defender on the wall who gave it up, and then feeding across to Harrison, who had the foresight to crash the net there as well.
So my question, boys, the other thing, you talk about the rest, but they've also had counsel with their coaches.
Yep.
Do they try, do you set up a squirrel?
Maybe one play, that's about it.
Let's see what happens. About to close the door on the Zamboni side there. face off to the left of Brooks.
Otis to Eden here if Otis can get the backhand.
Yep.
Otis to Eden, that's your bet. Shot, quick shot. Brooks says no.
Called it. one extra little pass in there, but called it nonetheless.
Look at that little one-timer. Beautiful.
Yep.
Obviously organized.
Absolutely. A little tap pass there.
Sofer needs to win this in order for, and he does. Ross behind his own net.
Oh God, just on a minute to go.
Sofer over the blue line. Shot high, bounces to the corner. Begstead picks that up. Bouncing puck, he was forced to settle. Herring, blue line, fires it. No icing. Ross up to the blue line, off of it. Sofer's toe, and ends up in Phoenix Thunder zone. Stoyer over the blue line. He's got Otis. Dangerous as he
penalty coming up.
And Stampede.
The cross check coming up. Or it's a slash. Excuse me.
Let's have a look. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, didn't quite see it.
Yeah.
But,
see anything? No.
Yes.
Who did we see go down in the box there? We've got a number.
That's Ross. Davis Ross.
Davis Ross.
Davis Ross.
Ooh, tough to have him out of the
out of the mix.
Yeah.
20 seconds to go here, guys.
Dunedin being very polite as McIntosh ended up on the puck. Begstead, good block by Burns. Puck rolls to the corner. Back to Begstead, marches it in. Puck rolls to the corner, and that ends that first period. Wow. You were talking about even Steven, and then that, I wonder, that light that created the break, we ended up with a penalty. Would have that happened? Who knows?
Who knows? But the interesting thing about Begstead here, let me see if, I'm going to hop over here on camera while we're talking. Yeah. Oh, so, I do have to go talk, but I do want to say, it was interesting to see the Begstead being so careful in the defense to get that opportunity and be very patient in the power play.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we have fairly even. You talked about the evenness of that. There was ebbs and flows. Both teams had lapses in their moments where control was lack of control was a feature.
Yep,
which
absolutely.
Both seem to have ended up in goals for each team.
Well, it's going to be that's what playoff hockey comes down to so much, doesn't it, Dave? Like, it just comes down to it's a game of mistakes. Everyone's playing so to the limit and on edge and hard that the team that capitalizes on the other team's mistakes is going to be the team that comes out victorious here.
Yeah, well, when you're on the edge, one step the wrong way can get you in trouble.
Exactly.
So I was just going to say, and the other thing about walking into the second period, we have, 5-on-4.
Yes.
Refreshed bodies.
Minute 40 as well, so it's quite a significant.
Coach is able to, Dunedin able to come up with their secret squirrel plays for that. So it's a perfect time to receive the opportunity to have a power play. So in a few moments.
So we'll just continue here. Is anything else you can?
We're gonna go to Matt, who's gonna have a quick word with Mitchell, Cam Freer. Colin McIntosh.
So interesting first period, C-Mac. First of all, welcome back. And what do you think about the 1-1? Does it feel like it's been even, or have you guys found some things to kind of take advantage of here?
I mean, it's playoff hockey, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be the free-flowing game that is in regular season. So coming in, we knew it was going to be a battle. First period is what we expected. Feeling out process. Both teams had some good rushes, some good sustained pressure. Goalies made some big saves, so yeah, it's basically what we expected.
Yeah, it's definitely been a feeling out process this first period. With the long shift, kind of a long play, or are you kind of just looking to stay conservative and play your game?
You never want to go outside of your game, right? So you have a game plan, you want to stick to it. If you're out there for a long shift, you're either out there too long or you just missed a change. Like, none of us are trying to have 1.5 minute shifts. Let's keep it short, 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's a long game, 6 periods, right? So there you go. We'll see you in the second period on the ice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks very much, Matt. It's great to get that. Colin Mack could have had his, well, he could have his post-hockey career as an announcer because he used all the right words, you know.
Absolutely.
So,
he's a scholar of the game.
He talked about sticking to a game plan, about great saves, but the importance of sticking to a game plan, not getting tangled up with the moment and playing what you've talked about and what you've been practicing for the last couple of weeks.
And that's something that, I think that Stampede might have the slight advantage there because it is a big moment. Playoff, semi-final hockey, there's a lot on the line, but Stampede have been here a lot of times before.
All right, well, we're going to end this first period. I'm Dave Dummick.
I'm Joel LeBret.
And we have Matt Chavez and the crew here. We'll bring you second period shortly.
All right.
Kia ora, and we're back. Wow, what a first period, you guys. Hot like we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of end-to-end, a little bit of physicality, a couple goals scored, one penalty right at the end, and they knocked the lights out.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
All the makings
literally.
of a good game.
Yeah, that was literal. That wasn't figurative. They knocked the
lights out.
That's right. So the 2 goals in the first period. Very interesting how both of them were gritty goals. They were scramble plays, but it meant the effort was on the ice, and that's the only thing between these 2 teams is those 2 goals. Nothing pretty, nothing crazy, but just effort plays.
Yeah, muscle. So we're coming into the second period, as we mentioned, with a power play for the Thunder.
Yeah, minute 40 as well.
They've had 15 minutes to discuss how they're going to work on that minute 40, Joel.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I mean, we're going to start from the middle, obviously, but Dunedin's going to be looking to gain that zone as soon as possible. Set up their and start moving around and getting some shots away.
So we'll take a look at the replay. We already saw the front on view, but I want to make sure that we see it from behind the net here. If you see what happens, it's gritty effort from Eden as he comes back through. So we'll play this through, and you see the breakaway from Baxter trying to get something on it. Another shot, but it's right here where you take a look at, and I can't blame these guys for doing it, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different defenders.
Puck watching.
They are puck watching, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't like using that word. No, it's good because in this sense, you have to be expecting a rebound to come out to the outside. Yep. So I don't think that it's like, because puck watching is the easy way to explain it. I don't think they did anything wrong here. They're expecting the puck to come away, but when it doesn't, it actually just drops very nicely for Eden in that case.
Well, I think if you went further back there as well, you would see the first stick save from Brooksy has popped out. Dunedin Thunder player has got the second shot away, which has then resulted in another rebound. So there was 2 opportunities there for the Stampede defense to clear that.
And the other goal here, another gritty play, as that goes into the side. You see, well, it's a little bit late to see that in this play here, but from behind, you're going to see the puck given up on that half board over on the left side.
Yeah, Harrison left untouched there.
But it's that pass, right? And you have an advantage right here, and that pass, a very patient one, is what made it 1-1. And I think we're about to go for second period action.
5-on-4, puck dropped. Dunedin collects, and Becksted's in the backfield now, and he's just marched it forward. He was lining up in the defensive position, so obviously their power play has Becksted out there. We know he's capable in any position. Back to the point, cross ice, Eden with it. Eden feeds out us. Back to Stroyer, shot off a body, trying to tap it in. Great hustle there.
So this is a terrifying power play unit from the Dunedin Thunder here, and you've got Stroyer and Becksted on the defense here. So Becksted obviously quarterbacking the thing, or an Eden and Ortis on the front forward there.
What a lineup!
Oof.
Puck dropped to the left of Brooks. Cleared up, but not out. Held in by Stroyer. Stroyer cross ice to Becksted. Becksted hangs onto it. Drifts into the center, walks it across. Eden now with it. Eden whiffs on his shot. Off the boards to the corner was Amston. Back to Becksted. Becksted feeds Eden. Back to Becksted in the corner now. Becksted spins and shoots and backhanded in.
Joe Orr on that one.
Picking up a loose puck in front. Great save there by Brooks. But the clutter in front didn't allow him to move across. Let's have a look.
We'll definitely see that one on replay. Yeah, that was a great play there by Dunedin. Getting that shot away initially. You can see here, Beckstead just fires it on net, or bang, backhand, sends it home.
That was not an easy puck to collect.
Yeah, and also not being able to collect. Stroyer kept that in at the blue line.
Good.
Fantastic play. Just bang, bang, held it in. And without that, this never eventuates, and it's 2-1 for the Thunder.
Now, yes, without that. Ross. Feeds Sulphur, can't control it. Tap back into Stampede zone. Ross collects behind the net, leaves for Freer. McRae, cross ice pass. Chalice can't collect it, and it's tapped in by Ross. 5-on-5. Ross flicks one in front of the net. They're battling for it. Beckstead behind his own net. Starts to march it up. Sorry, that's Orr. Herring now. Herring takes a shot off the timber, and a whistle is blown. Dead zone.
And we'll take a look at the goal again here. That's just a good effort play, but it's another rebound that Brooks has given up, and that's the.
You can watch it. You see it really well here.
Yeah.
And Ordis is just in front of him there, and just creating a little bit of a screen so he doesn't see Orr come through on the left there.
Darling, puck deflected in front, dangerously, but no one able to collect that. Up but not out. Tapped back into the corner. True cross ice, where Devlin puts it up but not out. Darling taps it back in. Darling has it again. Puck rolls around in front, and Brooks forced to gather that up through some feet.
That was a dangerous play, guys. It was Enright sitting in the crease. That was like a shot pass from the point, and as that crept near the crease, that was all about a redirection, and they almost got it there.
Yeah. There's been a lot of shots through traffic, and it's been quite a problem for Brooksy.
Unable to collect that was Harrison. McIntosh, McCullum. True McCullum. Waved off. Around behind, kept in by Devlin, but not well enough as Otis collects it. And Lewis taps it in behind the net of Brooks. McCullum battling for it with Devlin, Otis, and Eden rolls to the other side. Puck up and slides its way out, forcing Beckstead back into his own zone. Gathers, starts to get a steam up. Eden fires it in. Kept up and out, where Ross collects. Hits McIntosh. McIntosh over the blue line. Herring dogs him and knocks him down, and shot. He still gets it away, and Ross scores.
Wow.
I got to have another look at that.
Yeah, that was a great effort.
To be honest, I was watching McIntosh fall over, which isn't often.
Yeah, Regan Wilson out of position on this play. Got caught going towards the boards, and that pass going in front was deadly here. You'll see Wilson crossing and getting caught along that side.
Oh, yes.
You can't do that.
How does
Drifting
he get that
across
pass away?
there.
How did he get that pass away? That was incredible.
A fantastic assist. And that's the key there, is to knowing that your player is coming in on the crease. The Thunder trying to overload, and they got burned there, and that's going to even up the match.
Yep.
Now, puck rolls behind the net where Amston collects that. So Joel, will this put pep in their step? McIntosh over the blue line. He can't hit.
That's going to be called a high sticking. Guys, that was one of those weird ones that goes through the rafters as it comes out. And because it did and didn't touch anything, it's still in play.
That's a Stampede special, that one.
Yeah. You do it 100 times, it'll only happen properly once or twice. Face off on the offside dot. Rusky Jones and McRae and Ross. And in the backfield is Amston and Burns. Stroyer behind his own net. Herring over the blue line. Herring left to shoot on net. Blair keeps it in. Off an ankle. And it bounces behind the net with assistance from Brooks. Rusky Jones fires it up. Hits McRae. Taps it in over the blue line. Behind the net. Big feed pass where Blair gives chase. Held up against the boards. Puck rolls behind the net. Rusky Jones, Devlin. cross ice. Chalice over the blue line. Still has it in the corner. And it's fired all the way down.
Some visible frustration with Eden there as that pass looked like it might have been available to him, but because they're trying to play that safe and get it out, it was a little in front and he couldn't get the breakaway started.
Couldn't get to it, yeah. Looks like we've got Devlin, McCarg, Harrison line out there for the Stampede. And Flighty and Eden.
He's checking a neck guard here.
Everything gives everybody a breath.
Yeah, that's not a bad veteran play there after an icing. And that was stopped as McCock a little bit too early on that one, and they'll do it again.
All right, face off to the left of Shook. Carried up. Can't quite hit it Jackson Flight with that pass. And it's cross ice to Harrison. Harrison steps over the blue line. Controls centers. Kept in by Ross, who fires a bullet just high. It's fired back in, forcing Dunedin behind their own net. Here's a chance.
Oh, that was a bad pizza.
That was Freer. Had a, Devlin, sorry.
And that is Max McCarg with that goal.
I think if we can play that back, quite far back, because there's a little bit of a slip up there that left Dylan Devlin absolutely unguarded.
That was an absolute gift for Devlin there.
There it is there.
Fed it.
Right there. Shot right on the money. And then drifts behind the net. Chaos prevails. Shot again. Devlin had lots of time to get that in.
Didn't get the goal on that one. That was just after that.
All right, so 3-2 for the Stampede. After all that work, McCullum just taps it to the boards. Picked up by him, right? Bang back into Stampede territory. Shot and a great save by the last person you want picking that puck up behind the net.
Absolutely.
Is McIntosh. He did a little quick spinorama.
Oh, you can see Blair just feeds it blindly through the middle there, straight to Devlin. Picks it up, dishes it back out. McCarg gets that and sends it home.
Max McCarg pushing the Stampede ahead by one. 14:33 left in this second period. Bexted now taking this face-off.
McIntosh, yeah.
Against McIntosh. First time tonight that the Thunder have been on the back feet. McCullum forced into his own zone. Feeds Ross. Feeds McIntosh. Up that left side, McIntosh muscles his way in front. And
yeah, it's just net off the mooring there, but that's just bodies flying towards the net.
Yeah, that was oh wow, that we got upended there. There's solid defense.
Spectacular opportunity there for the Stampede. Puck drifts back and shot blocked. Great block.
And just to be clear about that, because the net was pulled off, they're saying that it was caused by the Thunder, so they're pulling the same personnel back out on the ice, not allowing a change for the Thunder in this case.
Okay, yep.
And they're going to move that.
Change the face-off side.
And this will be going out to Anston if there's a choice.
Nope.
Nope.
No choice.
Stetley. Shot. McRae just bounces it off the net. And Amston controlling the puck on his own blue line. Carries over the red line. He's got some puck handling skills as he carries to the corner. Darling taps it around to Stidley. All the way up. Can't quite hit his mark. Enright. And it's tapped back into Thunder zone. Centering pass ends up behind the net. And again, back onto
big block.
Chalice's skate. Stampede doing very well to control loose pucks in that Thunder zone, but it's turned over where Mitchell Freer is forced behind his own net. Ross, big saucer. Rusky Jones shot. Did you see that tap out of the air? McCog shot wide. Freer one-times it. Hits shot. Puck rolling around. The crowd's going a little bit crazy. Everything's happening here. Stampede clear, no one in front. And slowed down by Stroyer. And offside's the call. Everybody take a breath.
Wow, the intensity there from Stampede. You can just see them really dial it up. You know, that they've got a little bit of a lead now. They can start pushing it a little bit further.
Yeah, they're also taking advantage of the fact that the Thunder were on the ice for a long time.
Yes.
They knew when to hit the gas on that one, and they went after it.
People in the hockey knowledge will know this is what we call the long shift, the period with the long shift. So if you're trapped, man, that's awkward. And icing is the call again. Trapping the Thunder as far away from the bench as possible. Unable to change.
Yeah, I think they're going to be okay on this one because they've had a little bit of time after that last offside.
Fresh legs out there now, yes.
Very important that they did, though. That offside that Orr had, even though it was offside, even though he had a chance, that's not a bad outcome.
Just to get the legs changed.
Yep.
We talk about that as being changed when you can, not when you want to. All right, McCullum turns it around. McCullum starts to get some speed up. Jet boosts over the blue line. Shot! And Shuck just clips a piece of that. I got to see that again.
Good rising shot there. He did well to turn the Jets on through the neutral zone there.
Pardon the pun. Oh, Shuck. I don't think that was his glove. It was sort of the heel of his glove.
You'll see a good angle from it here. He gets the shot away.
So it wasn't the open part of his glove.
No, got the wrist guard there.
Yeah. Oh well. Face-off drop. To the
handcuffed, I think is the word.
That's the word. Burns forced to give chase on that blue line, but Stitley has it. Pushes it to the corner. Beckstead carries. What a bunch of heavy lifting Beckstead does. He's everywhere, isn't he?
Well, team MVP and league top scorer too.
Brooks deflects that into the crowd, actually.
Someone gets a souvenir.
Souvenir from this.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see the Stampede come into their own. When I talked about the interview between the period, you play your own game. This is playing their own game.
Yeah.
They're just stretching it out and not allowing the Thunder to get through the neutral zone with the puck, and that's turned into about 7 or 8 shots in a row for the Thunder, or for the Stampede.
Stampede, yeah. Face off to the right of Brooks. Along the boards into the corner. Amston couldn't clear that, and finally it rolls to the blue line. Beckstead on the red line. Cross ice to Enright winds up. Big save by Amston. That's gotta hurt. That'll buff out though, I'm sure. Burns with it in his own zone. Feeds McRae, who touches it to Sofa over the blue line. Sofa tries to center, ends up right on Shook's stick, and he covers up. Slow things down. 11 minutes, 13 seconds left in the second.
The other thing that the Thunder can't do here, and that the Stampede for that matter, is not get too excited. It is the second period of 6.
Yeah.
So they need to keep going here. They need to attack while they can, but at the same time, don't overdo it.
Yeah, don't lose the calm. All right. Flight loses it on the blue line. Tap back. Big forecheck there by Harrison. Stroyer tries to feed or steps over.
He doesn't know where it is.
Unlucky bounce off the skates there. And Orr just got a great step.
Or had this birthday present right in front of him.
Yeah, and Brooks looked behind. You'll see it on the replay if we have one. But he looked behind. He was not sure that he had that caught and wasn't sure about the seal on that particular shot. But it was good enough, and he gets the stop for a face-off.
Face-off to the left of Brooks. McIntosh out there against Otis. Otis passes back, and Ross gives chase against Stroyer. Stroyer, Darling, intercepted by Ross. Ross feeds Ross. Ross has got some time. Shot. Who was that? Stroyer got his stick just on Ross's stick, just on the shot. And here's a chance for Beckstead, who's pushed off the puck. Ross on the blue line again. Carries to the corner, rails it around to the far side. McIntosh rails it around to Ross on the blue line. Ross, cross-ice shot! Holy moly! That thing flew. Ross to Ross, just off the glass. McRae with it in the corner. Carries, center.
Oh, McIntosh trying to stuff it home short side there.
Stroyer feeds to the corner. Freer gives chase. Carries behind the net. He's being dogged by Eden. And Eden ends up with it. Off to the corner for Beckstead. Beckstead didn't quite work out the way he wanted.
Couple of unlucky bounces there off a few skates.
Yeah, I don't know why they're coming out of the zone here. I thought Brooks tipped that one, but maybe not. No, they're pointing back to the offensive zone here, so that's where it should go.
That's why it went like that. Brooks got a piece of it. I didn't see it.
Yep.
Here we go. No, not that one. All right, so face off to the right of Brooks. Halfway through this second period. So facing off for SkyCity Stampede up against Orr. Chalice. Saucer pass. McRae taps it in to the corner. Sulphur makes a good backhand pass. Centering pass. No one there to collect that. Pushed off the puck. McRae shot. See, that was a funny floater.
Yeah, that one kind of wobbled on the way in.
It did, yeah.
What do you call that in cricket? A googly or something? I don't know cricket, though.
Yeah, I don't know cricket. All I know is that thing did not look like a straight laser. It was,
it didn't.
It was
and the way Shook's caught it, he's kind of caught it under his arm as well. Chicken winged it, exactly.
Chicken winged it. You guys are making this up for sure. All right, tapped over the blue line. McCullum spins and fires it in. Behind the net, Stroyer. It's Herring firing it up to Flight on the blue line. Flight carries on to the red line. Does a little bit of a dance off of Chalice, gets Chalice away and fires it in. McCullum collects it behind his own net. McCullum. True fires it up the boards to Devlin. And it's fired back in. Right onto Beckstead's stick. Behind the net, puck rolling around along the boards to the blue line, but not out where Stroyer controls. And a rolling puck. And icing is the call.
So they've had a change. The Thunder have definitely changed their strategy defensively. They've decided they're going to move D2 into the middle of the ice, regardless of where the puck is, and they're just going to play center field, if you will, from a baseball analogy. They're going to sit in the mid slot area and just wait and allow the puck to stay out on the boards. And so far, it's been a good adjustment.
McCullum boosts it to Chalice over the blue line. Chalice behind the net. Another wraparound attempt by Devlin as Beckstead collects that and marches it over the blue line, over the red line. Beckstead carries all the way by himself, still has it. Cross ice, hits Herring. Herring into the corner, behind the net, rubbed off the puck behind the net. There's a chance for Lockie Freer. Freer can't quite hit Ross. And the puck's fired out. Wow. Is there an increase in the intensity?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the Stampede have really turned it on. And in that last frame, if you want to call it, Dunedin was really putting the pressure on the Stampede zone.
Dunedin will, there's no sense of urgency, but they will want to get this back before the end of the period just to settle themselves.
Yes.
All right, Otis. Cross ice to Eden. Eden can't collect and bats it in behind the net. Otis rails it back to Stroyer. Stroyer on the point. Taps it back behind the net where Eden collects it. He's got some help from Otis. Back to Stroyer.
Funny bounce off the boards cost the Thunder there.
McIntosh over the blue line. Always dangerous when he's got some movement. Eden collects on his own blue line. He's got 3 with him. He's got Lewis. He's got Otis.
Oh, Burns stepping up there.
And McIntosh dances. And no penalties called. The crowd's wanting one. I can't hear myself think at the moment with this noise. Burns with it along the boards. Rusky Jones collects, feeds McRae, who punches one just high. Rusky Jones shut off the post.
Oof. Doesn't get closer than that.
And Herring carrying it back. Ross tangling up his player, Herring, who can't get through. And it's back on, and offside's a call on. I think McRae stepped 1 toe over the line.
Maybe. We'll see a replay of that that shot from Rusky Jones there. Oh!
Am I right? It was crossbar?
Yeah, crossbar and down, just not through. It comes right back down, and it's a fortunate bounce that it comes out away from that because it could have hit the goaltender.
He'll be living that one over in his head. Big feed here for Herring. Herring muscled off the puck at the last second, but miscommunication there between the Stampede players. Rusky Jones muscles his way in, tries to tuck it in again. Freer can't keep that in, rolls all the way into his own zone, or into the neutral zone.
Oh, that's it. They're going to call that one. That's a 6-on-5 for the moment.
Oh, they are going to call that. Okay.
That's a hold. Looked like a hold on flight.
Chalice controlling, railing it around. Freer, Ross taps it up to McIntosh. McIntosh has bodies, cross ice, and finally touched by Dunedin.
Just a little practice power play there.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is on this, but it was flight definitely going to the box for that takedown.
Let's have a look.
2 minutes for a trip.
Oh. We'll have another look. Possibly not. That camera may not have collected this. It'll be up close. No matter what happened, Thunder are down a player. So penalty kill for the Thunder. Power play. First power play of the Stampede. McCullum can't quite get it to the corner. And Thunder clear it out. Valuable seconds. 5 minutes, 14 seconds left in this second period. Ross. Big feed up to his brother on the blue line. McIntosh feeds Ross. Back to the point. Ross feeds, centering, no one there, and tapped up and out just where Ross collects it. He's got McCullum with him. He's got his brother McCullum back to the point. Shot. Tapped in and scores!
Ross to Ross right there.
Yeah, throw McCullum in there for good measure.
We're definitely going to see a replay of that one. But no, Thunder was doing a great job closing down the options on that power play, but just couldn't clean up that rebound, unfortunately.
Yeah, once again, you've got a rebound coming
pops
out.
straight out to Herring, and Ross just gets his stick to it first.
Yeah,
a little bit of a bouncy puck. Very unfortunate for Herring there.
Yeah, Herring.
All right, so 2 goals up. What does Dunedin do? Do they start?
They've got to go hard. There's no. You've got to send it.
Here's Stefan.
See, I
Timber.
actually wonder, Joel, if I'm them, if I'm coaching Dunedin at this point, I'm trying to calm them down.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm not sending it yet because there's another 4 periods to go in this game, if you will. So no sense yet. You just don't want it to get out of hand today.
No, yeah, true. That's a better way of putting it, actually. You're calming them down, but you want them to still go strong and like increase the tempo. Yeah, because if they go on the back foot, suddenly they go down a couple more goals, and tomorrow doesn't matter, you know.
Can they go physical on physical with Stampede? That would be my next question.
No, they definitely can. I think, yeah.
Increase the physicality. So I'm not sure who has the power play at the moment.
Well, nobody does right now because it cleared.
That's right. Sorry. It looked like the Thunder having that pressure sustained in that Stampede zone. Wonderful work. All right, here we go. Burns feeds Beckstead. Brooks glides across to make that save off of board. Puck rolls in front. Can't be collected quickly. And Stefan fires it behind the net. Big mistake again there. Amston centers. I think their boys are pretty tired out there because Stroyer with it feeds Beckstead. And finally collected by Harrison, who gets it out to the red line. Beckstead over the blue line. Burns taps it up to Harrison. Devlin takes that shot. And fed up to Lewis, who can't quite control it on the blue line. Freer off a skate. I think that was Beckstead's skate, which ended up right on target. Cross ice. Now Eden on the red line. 3 minutes left in the period. And I think it's just offside, is it?
Yeah, just offside. I noticed another strategy change, this time with the Stampede. They're choosing to take F2. They're trying to double team Beckstead every time he's on the puck. And because they're doing it, they're forcing passing errors out of Beckstead. He's not able to hit the tape, and each time that he has to give it up lowers the percentage of the Thunder getting another good shot.
He's, Beckstead's just a machine, and when you need to double team, that means someone else is open, which is, the fail of that. Ross centering, broken up beautifully there. Ross, cross ice to Ross. Dances past Wunsch. And it's railed around behind the net where McIntosh has it. Ross takes a shot and is just tapped off his stick at the last second. And Freer forced to give chase with Jackson Flight behind him.
Well, after that last flurry in the Stampede zone, someone definitely owes Brooksy a beer or two after him bailing them out like that.
Yeah, and Herring with a good chance to pull that puck away from Davis Ross without that defensive play. I'm actually surprised he passed on that chance to shoot because he had a large 100% target to shoot at.
Yep, I'd like
to. But as me and Dave always say, it's easier to see those gaps up here. It's not so easy on the ice.
All right, 2-on-1 here, or with it, he's got Herring hustling on that middle. And fired wide. Brooks kicks that one to the behind the net. Chalice over his blue line, off of a skate where Sofer collects it and fires it in.
There's a lucky bounce over to Sofer there.
Right onto his stick. McCray behind the net with Sofer. McCullum shot. Last second Shuck got a piece of that, I believe. And McCray behind the net again. Taps it to Chalice. Chalice in front, no one there to collect. Or I should say McCray couldn't collect. In the corner, Chalice behind the net to McCray. Shot off of a toe, kick to the corner. 1 minute, 24 seconds left. And finally, Thunder collect it. Beckstead over the blue line. Red line, marches it in over the blue line again. Bounced off the puck. McCullum does a great job of pushing him off the puck. Burns has it. Feeds Harrison. Harrison's shot off an ankle. And that's the announcement for less than a minute Turned around by Otis. Otis got Eden floating in dangerously in front of the net. Otis back to Wilson. Wilson takes a shot wide of the net. Up but not out. Stroyer keeps it in. High. Rails it around. Forcing Wilson. Tapped out by Harrison. Over the blue line. Centers. Devlin fighting for it. Not kept in. So McCog taps it into his own zone where Amston collects that.
24 seconds to go.
McCog back to Amston, cross to Burns. Burns big feed up to Freer, taps it to the corner. Pushed off the puck. Behind the net was Devlin. Stroyer controls it, just letting that time run itself out. Wow. What an ending.
What an ending indeed.
Powered by both sides. Big work out there. By the way, Georgia, thank you very much for all your camera work. Molly and Michael pushing all the buttons. You know, they say I'm only here for my looks. And the rest of you guys are doing all the heavy lifting.
I was about to say, no one ever says that about me.
Well, second period over, Joel. What on earth?
Whew, what a finish as well.
So we have even strength end-to-end hockey. Phoenix Thunder having to lift their game. They're down by 2. They're going to have to shift gears.
Absolutely.
They tried. Stampede shut them down near the end of that period, and now next period they're definitely going to have to come out. I believe they'll come out with more physicality, stamping themselves on the body, and obviously trying to get that goal.
Yeah. And I think, the key to the Phoenix Thunder game here is to just play what they were playing in the first period. They were moving the puck around beautifully, making those really nice passes. They've got the guys who can skate.
All right, we're going to, well, sorry about interrupting you, Joel, but we've got Matt Enright there. Matt Enright with Matt Chavez.
All right, so Matt Enright from the Thunder. Second period going a little bit the other way. Thoughts as far as kind of the effort of the team for that second period?
I mean, heaps of chances. It's been end-to-end hockey. Just a couple of goals didn't go our way, but the boys are still fizzing. We've got a job to do. We've just got to go back to the basics.
Seeing them double team you guys a lot on the puck, how are you guys going to adjust to handling those double teams?
Yeah, again, like we don't want to sit back and be a defending team. We got to be the offensive team against Stampede. So, like we've been practicing, sticks on pucks, don't give them any time and space. We just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Well, it's a long game, and tomorrow counts all the same. So we'll see how this turns out, but it'll be good to see those adjustments. Thanks, Matt.
Absolutely, thanks. Cheers.
All right, so Matt Enright,
yes,
both Matts, but Matt Enright said an interesting thing about just like we've done in practice, the idea of sticking, just like Colin said from the previous interview, sticking to your game plan. They will have 3 or 4 scenarios they can play for this third period, I believe, in order to make it work.
Absolutely.
They stamp a goal in early in this third period, then they're down by 1, and it creates a whole new, a penalty, because there's been goals scored on the power play.
Both penalties, yep, exactly. And, that's 4-2. 4-2 means nothing going into third period. Well, actually, the third of 6 periods, effectively. But as Matt Enright said there, play their game, get the passes moving, move the puck around, get their shots away. There's so many key points that they need to move towards,
All right, so we're running close into this end of this second period. We're going to take a break. Matt, Joel, and David will catch you shortly for the third. Jonah, and welcome back. Third period, Queenstown Arena. Holy moly, we've got ourselves a real semifinal. The battle between Queenstown, the SkyCity Stampede here in Queenstown and the Phoenix Thunder out of Dunedin. 4-2 at the moment, but you wouldn't know it by watching the game. Joel, what's your take?
Just both teams just have a foot on the gas here. It's good finals hockey. You know, it's exactly what you want from a game like this.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of strategic changes, a chess battle out there, especially in the second period. Just moving things around and trying to get a bit of an upper hand in order to enter the zone, the offensive zone, quickly. That's the real key here. Both teams have had difficulty getting into their over the blue line with speed, and the adjustments have been in both cases to try to amend that. The Stampede have done the best job of it so far, and that is why of the 4 goals, 3 of them went to the Stampede.
Yep, I couldn't agree more.
So,
and we've seen it's so important to be chasing up those rebounds. There hasn't been any walk into the zone, take a shot, snipe at top corner. It's all been second, third rebounds, gritty goals, greasy goals. Being dogged on the puck.
And the important part about those is the positioning, specifically for the defense. If the defense breaks down or chases to the wall when they shouldn't do that, or when it's a little bit less than ideal, then that's when you end up with those rebound goals that end up becoming exactly what we're talking about, gritty plays.
Yep.
But it requires an offensive player to take a chance and get in the slot and get that puck and take a shot.
And also, I think we'll see the defense buckling it down a little bit more from the Stampede this period as well, trying to maintain that 4-2 lead.
Now, I should break in here and say, if you haven't been watching earlier, you didn't catch the format of this 2-game series. It is an aggregate score series. There will be a game 2. It will happen, and the score is combined with this game. So you won't see anything too crazy or pulled goalies today. It won't happen.
No, absolutely
not tonight. No. So, referee Brooke Patron. Now, that name should sound familiar.
Yeah, they're waiting for lights on this one. Go ahead. Sorry.
Referee Brooke Patron, who is the, I believe she captained the Auckland Steel, is blowing the whistle and about to drop puck.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Other man in the stripes is Ryan Cairns. Ted Howard is out there as a linesman with Adam Nagy. So just full of officials out there. As Thunder controlling their own zone. Centering, McIntosh can't get the shot away in front as it rolls onto his stick. Otis starts to move it out. He's got Eden. Eden's got that shot. Kick save. And a rebound picked up there by Otis.
See, that was a great shot by Eden there.
Over the line, Ross carries. He's got McIntosh drifting in front. Can't hit him. Otis collects it, taps it up. Intercepted by Stampede, but Eden robs Freer. And can't center that pass. And it rolls all the way down.
Couple of chances there, guys. In both cases, overplaying the puck, and it's led to chances that have been pretty dangerous to start for both sides.
Enright.
Yeah, Eden's not a player you want to get behind your D like that.
That's Flight, I believe, that was rubbed out against the boards behind the net. And can't collect it. Kept in, though. Big pass in front. Shot. And Brooks makes the save on that feed from...
Yeah, it was Beckstead that threw it low, and then it came back to Enright for the shot.
Yeah.
If you didn't catch it here in the corner, Beckstead kicked that to himself 20 feet in the air, came back down, made the pass, and Orr made the extra pass. Enright just couldn't get it past Brooks.
That Orr pass was spectacular to read that as Brooks clears it up. Big shout out to Georgia in Melbourne, watching her Cullum playing tonight. And Beckstead over the red line, just into Stampede zone and rolls back into the neutral zone. Beckstead And again, Stampede robbing and stopping the Thunder from marching over the blue line. Over the red line.
Bit more of a 1-3-1 adjustment. They're leaving 3 on the blue line when they're trying to come in, and that's really stifling the Thunder coming into the zone.
Well, they can afford to now.
Yeah, they can.
Oh,
and a penalty coming up here.
There'll be a hook against the Stampede. That's Jet McCullum.
It's 2 minutes for holding the stick on McCullum, and it'll be a power play for the Dunedin Phoenix Thunder.
So we were talking about hockey. Women's hockey wrapped it up last weekend. Great battle in Dunedin with Auckland Steel taking out the cup. The Inferno from Christchurch, from Canterbury coming second. Wakatiki Wild third. And Dunedin Thunders in fourth. All right. Thunder start to move it out. Moving it up that far side. Eden. Beckstead controlling along the boards. Stroyer takes that shot. Big tip in front. Nice work.
Great tip by Ortis there.
But just a little high. Cross ice to Beckstead. Beckstead steps it in. Still has it. Trying to look for that open hole. One time with Eden wide. Puck rolls up and out to the red line. Beckstead chases.
A little bit of a difficult cycle for the Thunder here. They're kind of getting stagnant with the puck, waiting for Beckstead to do something.
Oh, beautiful dance.
That went 5-hole. Goal came off. It's going to be a question.
Did I see the light come on?
I don't know if the light came on, but they haven't. There's no registered goal here or anything. It's
beautiful hands by Eden there. No, didn't cross the line. And look at this beautiful move.
Oh my!
Toe drag through. Just tries to slip it through 5 there.
Yeah, never did get through and was knocked away. But
great hands by Eden there to do that.
Yeah, Stampede cannot afford to leave that in front like that. Beckstead starts to march it in along the boards, turns around. Eden, cross ice. Stroyer walks to the middle. Eden, centers, broken up at the last second where Otis couldn't collect, or collects. And Beckstead forced against the boards in the corner.
32 seconds left in this power play as well.
Back to Eden, can't collect that. It rolls all the way back, giving the Stampede a well-needed change.
That power play 1 unit's going to stay out there as well for Thunder.
Stroyer can't tap it in from the close side, or center off of Otis's pad and tapped out by Rusky Jones. That'll stitch it up with only 4 seconds left.
Yeah, 3 seconds, and that's when Thunder's going to get a change as well.
Blair.
Penalty expired.
Thank you. Blair feeds Eden, and it's tapped back down, and icing will be the call. Well, get out of jail.
Exactly, and I think you really see some struggle with the Thunder trying to get in the right spot. You can see the wheels turning with the players trying to get where they're supposed to get, and in the meantime, the puck goes the other way.
Sometimes you have to be a little more creative in there, kind of generalizing. All right, Rusky Jones facing off against.
Glove save from Blair out at the blue line there.
All right, he's hurrying. Quick shot. And a bit of clutter in front could have had a different result. Off into the corner. Amston taps along the boards. McRae wide pass. Ross feeds Burns. Burns tries to do something with it. Can't feed it. And McRae holds while the boys clear the line. Cross ice. And tap back out onto the red line where Amston collects. Amston sees a bit of a hole, skates it in, takes it to the corner, shot off the timber.
And straight up.
Yeah, so one of the things I've been noticing about the first couple of periods and into this period as well, The Thunder are winning a lot of face-offs. They're winning the puck initially. It's the second touch that is not getting connected for the Thunder, and that's when the Stampede are jumping on it and getting out of their defensive third a lot of times.
Beckstead collects it, takes it behind the net, marches it up. Big lead pass and a touch, so it's waved off. Stitley gives chase. Turned around by Devlin, kept in. True collects. Devlin clears it out, pushed up against the boards. And it's fired into the corner, collected by Harrison. Beckstead on his blue line, starts to get his motor running. Still has it, being dogged heavily by Devlin. Trying to do something with it, looking for somebody to give it to, and leaves it for Stroyer. Steps past one, off of an ankle, and offside's the call. Sorry, that was Lewis, not Stroyer.
Yeah. Stroyer's been lugging some solid minutes for the Phoenix Thunder here. He seems to be out there every second shift at the moment by the looks of it. But I mean, you know, that is a shrewd move.
Yeah.
He's a big playmaker out there.
And a Thunder import.
Oh yeah, true.
Otis. Wilson with it. Wilson over the blue line, fires it in. Behind the net. Freer. Can't get, finally he gets out. McIntosh. Ross back to McIntosh. McIntosh.
Oh,
Shot scores.
God.
Points upward to the sky.
The patience to score that goal was unbelievable.
Watch how he holds on to it. Hopefully we'll get a replay on that. Watch how he holds and eyeballs
through
the top corner. Watch,
doesn't even touch it, just lets the puck guide its way through.
Right.
Points it to the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fortunate how that moved across, but you really string that goaltender out to a position that they can't get high, and you shoot high.
Yeah, well, he's already down in butterfly and he's having to shuffle across to try and catch up to it.
I would have, yeah. Toby is quite a large presence in that net, but you can't cover everywhere.
No, exactly.
So Stampede stretch it out where now there is an element of urgency for the Thunder to get one quickly, hurrying back to Lewis.
Yeah, maybe not in a hurry, but the next one.
Flight.
Yeah.
Shot just wide. Puck rolls up. Feeds McRae. Shot straight on the money.
Because, I mean, the other thing you need to consider is no matter what in this game, Phoenix Thunder really, really need to not take their foot off the gas. Because if the Stampede end up running up their score, it has massive implications for tomorrow night's game also. And they're not going to ease up and slow it down either. If they have opportunities to score, Stampede are going to pin it to them.
Yeah, the game's not over today, even when the game's over. You're exactly right.
Not at all. By no means is it over. It's playoff hockey. 5-2 means absolutely nothing.
The large lady ain't singing.
Yeah, but at the same time, guys, the offense isn't there right now for the Thunder. We need to see them make an adjustment so they can put a little bit of offensive pressure against the Stampede. They're just not doing it at the moment.
Back to the point. Amson fakes that. Burns with it. Burns fires it on target. Forcing
you talk about that, and, with Thunder having to change their mindset from being on the back foot and playing defensively to try and stem this 5-2 to reacting and going, hey, we need to go on the offensive here like we did in the first two periods. We can't sit back and rest on our laurels.
Beckstead with it now. Carries in his own zone. Being dogged again by Rusky Jones. And finally gets wound up over the blue line. Centering pass, kicked to the behind the net by Rusky Jones. Tap to the corner. Burns with it. Burns behind the net. Amston, big fire up. Intercepted by Beckstead off of Hurling. Rusky Jones ends up with it though. Centering. And where McCullum carries behind the net. McRae And Harrison caught a deflected pass and actually got a little bit of a shot away there.
Yeah, he did. You know, as we were saying before, Dunedin were doing a great job there of playing aggressively and getting those shots away.
I got to give Dunedin credit there. They are getting on top of those people in front, not letting them get that clean shot.
Yep.
I think they were benefited a little bit by getting a whistle. Shuck jumped on that, but nobody was around him there.
Yeah.
And they went ahead and called it.
That's right, with that rule about needing to be pressured.
I'm sure it would have happened anyways, but.
Blair. And it rolls down the ice. Waved off. And Harrison tries to hit McCog. And a bouncing puck ends up in the Thunder zone. Stitley. Stroyer walks right through McCog. In the corner. Possession will be very important for the Thunder. In the corner. McCullum behind the net. Big lead pass, but he can't hit Freer.
Yeah, it's interesting. Freer's asking that, you know, why is that icing? But then again, he didn't reach it. So
no.
Yeah, you can get frustrated with that, but literally he couldn't get to it.
Yep. He thinks perhaps he thought he touched it. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, 11 minutes, 29 seconds left in this 5-2 for the SkyCity Stampede. Nigel, you'll be starting to get a little nervous. Your Thunder need to get a goal quickly. So Begsted's moved back to defense again.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I think he's getting, you know, some double time out there. Battle in the corner. True. McIntosh. True. And it ends up on Becksted's stick. He is everywhere.
Double team and a goal.
Colin McIntosh from Dev Ross.
That was the way that came together was such a beautiful play. It really was. We'll get to see it on the replay in a second. And you'll watch how this all unfolds.
Yeah, and you can see when Beckstead getting double teamed there.
Yep, pressure on Beckstead, coughs it up. Nice little one-touch passes between the Stampede there. They knew they had the advantage.
But they're also willing to keep three players up on the forecheck in that case because they're double teaming Beckstead. They get a puck, and they've got a cutting player to go ahead and bury the puck. Yeah. You can't do that unless you feel confident with your D playing in position.
Exactly, and that, you know, with Beckstead getting double teamed there, the other defenseman got caught flat-footed also.
Offside's the call. And Shuck has no way of getting across there for that one-timer.
No, that's the second time where it's been a double team, a move across the slot and going stick side.
Oh, there's not many goalies on the planet who are saving that, you know.
No, absolutely not.
I was talking to some Dunedin fans during the break, and the comment was about if they're double teaming Beckstead, who can step up and you know, be another power horse there.
Well, I was thinking about that, guys. Have you seen Beckstead and Stroyer on the ice at the same time? I haven't.
No, definitely
only on a power play.
Only on a power play. You're right.
Chalice with it in his own zone. It's so easy to coach from up here, isn't it, guys? and referee.
Well, it's easy, but at the same time, if the responsibility is between Beckstead and Stroyer, and in each case they're getting double teamed and then puck comes away,
they need to be on the ice at the same time.
At least if you're going to try something, you're going to have to split the focus of the Stampede defense once. That is a boarding call.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That was Sofer not liking that.
Yeah, I don't think that was an intentional shot.
I think he started to go down and then just, we'll see. There might be an element of frustration there too. Was that Beckstead in the aggressive position there?
Yeah. You might be able to see here.
Yeah, he hit him.
He's just sort of as he's transitioned on his skates, he's just picked an edge, and then just got hit while he kind of had his head down straight into the boards there by Beckstead.
Some discussion here by the referees, and they're going to have a discussion basically to determine whether or not this is a 2 or 5 minute penalty. So that's what the weight is here. They're going to get together and decide this, and if they do decide this is a major penalty, and it is close, I don't know whether it met that, but it was a dangerous position, and it is. Well, they are taking Beckstead. Are they going to take him off the ice? They are indeed.
Beckstead's getting given the gate.
That is huge.
Wow.
And it is, so from what the referee called there, it is an ejection. It is a 5 minute major, and that is going to really play against the Thunder here. Basically, 10 minutes to go in this game. You have to think 70 minutes, right? But the rate that this is going, what they cannot give up here is multiple goals. If they give up multiple goals, tomorrow might not be too much
exactly.
of a thing.
It does change the dynamic a lot.
They still, Otis, Stroyer.
Oh, there's still some weapons
some
on that Dunedin
big muscle
team.
there. Ross with it. Skates it.
I don't know how that didn't go
How
in,
did
guys.
Chuck save that? Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
That is an amazing cross.
He did a great job to get on top of that.
He moved from pillar to post here.
Oh, you can see McRae just creeping in there.
Well, and that's clearly how they believe that they're going to beat Shuck, and there's no reason to change that.
Oh,
what a save.
What a save.
That was incredible.
You guys were saying it doesn't happen. It just happened. He had the save of the game.
He's the one goalie in the world who can save it.
So, the Thunder should take a lift from this. But Ross shot, puck bounces along the boards, carried to the corner, shot one time. Again, Shuck makes a great stick save.
Big save by Shuck there.
And it's cleared, giving Dunedin a well-deserved break.
Absolutely.
As they change their horses. Stampede march it in. Miscommunication, McRae couldn't collect that. McCullum forced back onto his own zone. Ross over the blue line, centers himself, passes to McRae. McRae centers, tapped to the corner. And great work by Dunedin.
Destroyer to send that one down there.
Big saucer pass by Brooks. Brooks fired it to the red line where Ross collected that, but Dunedin just shuts McRae down and flicked out again. Red line, McRae with it, waiting for McIntosh to get onside. Can't hit Chalice, and Flight collects it and fires it down. Fantastic defense by the Thunder.
Yeah, Dunedin Thunder Phoenix Thunder are doing a great job of chewing up this this major penalty so far.
Once again, Blair firing it down, forcing Brooks behind the net. Amston can't be collected by Burns, and it's fired back down. Amston over the red line, fires it in, almost collecting Patron, referee Patron.
We're just playing ping pong here, aren't we?
Clearing it up, but not out. Firing it just wide was the Thunder. And finally, Stampede struggling just to make something of this.
Yep.
Yeah, at the same time, guys, the Stampede aren't going to do anything silly or try to stretch things out here for any kind of a counterattack.
There is no need.
No. There's no need to do that.
As McIntosh just
tries to
saunters in and gets a good shot on Toby Shook.
Shook's height there does a lot of good for him getting that toe save there.
McIntosh on the red line, collecting a bouncing puck. Robbed, and then Eden robs him, and then he robs Eden, and then it rolls behind the net where Darling rails it up but can't get it out. McRae does a good job of stopping that.
Oh,
spectacular
save
work.
by Shook there. That's a great save by Shook.
McIntosh not liking that, thinking that perhaps goaltender Shook should be dealt to for a penalty, but Petron says no way.
I was about to say there's a pretty high bar for that. You could be giving penalties to goalies.
Shot, big bounce. McIntosh couldn't collect that. Rolls behind the net. Big saucer pass where Eden gives chase, and Brooks pushes it around to the corner. Eden pushes it into his own zone. Great work.
1 minute 13 seconds left in this penalty as well.
Look.
Eden doing a great job killing this off.
Shot from the blue line, deflected behind the net. Amston tries to hit Freer, can't. Freer's knocked over. Once again, cool heads have to happen. Cool heads have to happen. Puck rolling in front and fired all the way down the ice. 5 minutes, 52 seconds left in this third period. 6-2.
42 seconds left in this power play.
Burns boogies himself over the blue line. Taps it to the corner. Harrison puts it in front, but Freer couldn't do anything with it. Freer's bumped off the puck, and that's fired down the ice again.
25 seconds left. This has been an unbelievable penalty kill by the Thunder here. Oh,
great shot. Jackson Flight robbing and making a spectacular work and making Brooks come up with a big save.
Yeah, that was a great attempt by Flight through the middle there.
Just a sloppy pass.
Yeah, sloppy pass. And Flight's going to make him pay for it in the sense that he's going to get the shot. But the more important thing is they get a stop. They get an easy change on the bench just to get the last 13 seconds out of the way and get this expired, assuming Blair can catch this one. Arm stays down for that one, guys.
That's interesting. Center pass. Scores!
C-Mac with the hat trick.
The Hattie. I don't know. I think there might have been. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look, shall we? That was a very interesting layout there. Effort.
That's post layout.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it is. But coming into the zone, that was definitely
questionable.
Well, we can have a conversation about that one if we look at that one again. That's a bit more discussion over here on the other side of the ice. I'm not sure what this is about. It may be post. It may be like an altercation, maybe. I'm not sure. But it didn't look like there was anything else going on. So the discussion, well, could be about anything really, outside of the fact that there's a hat in the corner of the rink.
Man, that's difficult to get one over that net.
It is difficult to get one over that net.
Yeah, how did they do that?
I think they have to step back and perhaps go over everything without hitting that beam, which is, again,
that's tricky.
Yeah, tricky is right.
Well, there's just over 5 minutes to go on this one in a 5-goal deficit. There is officially still is at 1 second on there, so it should actually start out 5-on-4.
Yep.
Because of that, and because the major doesn't expire on a goal. It is a power play goal for McRae, or for McIntosh, excuse me. And yes, they are removing the player, and it'll expire immediately after they drop the puck here.
There we go.
There we go.
Even Steven. Barry out there for that. Now, tap back into Thunder zone. Thunder needs to maintain cool. Remembering this is 2 games. Barry can't stop that. Rusky Jones bumped off the puck. Rusky Jones cross ice. Where Stroyer controls on the blue line. Cross to Herring. Stroyer. Otis now struggling to get it out of their own zone at the moment. Herring carries around and throws it behind to Barry. And up and finally to the red line. McCullum does a little bit of a sneaky move and gets past one player on the blue line. Centering pass where Rusky Jones could not quite collect. Right in front of the net. McCullum on the red line. McCullum sees an opening, marches it in, shot.
Oh, off the post.
Shuck doing work to clear that. And Orr over the blue line. Amston can't clear it. Centering pass, no one there. Eden working to collect it, can't. Amston hits Freer over the blue line. He's got some help. Leave for Ross, unintentional leave. Cross ice to Amston, shot on the money. Bounces to the corner, or moves past McIntosh. Flight collects on his own blue line now. Thunder over the blue line. Stopped and fired down, and this will be icing. Ooh, somebody.
Well, that's an interesting sequence there, guys. I mean, the Thunder understood the assignment for 4 minutes and 59 seconds, right?
Yep.
And then the puck just goes against what they thought was going to happen. They get scored on. But we have to think about it. I'm not trying to make this into something it's not. It's a 5-goal deficit on the road with just 3 minutes to go here in this afternoon's contest. I want to know where the Thunder are going to find offense, and that's how they do it. Of course, I just had to
That's
ask.
where they're going to find it, with Flighty.
That's one way to do it. There's many ways to do it. Let's have a look at that. Deflection in front. That's that grit you talk about, tenacity in front.
Yeah. Well, Flighty's been looking for that one all night as well. You watch him just come through the middle there. Great shot.
Was there a collection in front? Redirection?
We might be able to see from this angle here, actually. Oh, no, I think Ortis has had a chop at it, but I think that was all Flighty on that one.
Yeah, it might have been a screen, but either way, behind the net. And, well, we'll do that one again, as the referees weren't ready for that. They're still having a quick discussion down here. That's exactly what they need to have happen, is you get it off the half boards, get it off the wall, get it in front, but have somebody there, because when they're playing the 2-deep defense, most of the time you see the 3 offensive players pushing out to the wall, and they're leaving the slot alone. In this case, since they were able to preset, they actually had somebody in the right spot, and it pays off for them. Maybe that's what they need a little bit more of.
Yeah, it shows them, because they haven't had a goal for a while, and that'll spark their interest. As Stroyer with it in his corner, behind the net. Sofer intercepts that pass, and McRae on the red line fires it in. Chalice taps it back into the corner. And there's a chance for Jackson Flight again, just off of McCullum's toe though. Up but not out. And here's McCullum, starts to dance past where Darling.
Ortis there.
Jet.
There's a penalty coming up here.
Unnecessary. Jet made a good hit, and then he just, obviously a little bit maybe frustration. Let's see.
Well, Stroyer and
yeah,
is it McCullum?
To be fair, that Stroyer doing that, it doesn't have any impact on this game now. 7-3.
Yeah, but a goal could be scored, you know.
Yeah, but it's just, I'd like to say it's a stupid penalty, but it kind of doesn't factor into the final result of this game regardless.
Well, I believe the Stampede power play is fizzing.
Well, that's true. They
guess
get to
guess
fire
who's
again.
sitting out? Bexted and Stroyer. You know, those are 2 very powerful players. You got Eden in right, or still out there. Blair, back to the point. McCullum taps it to the corner where Chalice has it. Chalice has McIntosh, and it rails all the way around to McRae on the far boards. Taps it up to McIntosh behind the center. Shot, puck bouncing around in front. Nobody can collect it. Collected by Jet. And again,
big save by Shook there.
Spectacular work where McRae collects. Cross ice to Jet McCullum. McCullum moves in, shoots, rebound. McIntosh can't tap it in.
Another great save there by Shook. 2 great saves, in fact.
Stampede collecting it on the blue line. Less than a minute. Back to Ross. Great.
Oh,
Great power play sequence.
Ross sending that one up to the stars.
All right, so we've got less than a minute. Well, this is going to run out on with the
Thunder being
short-handed.
Yeah.
So see if the Stampede can get control, and or whether or not Thunder can just control it. Otis.
I've been seeing the Thunder try and put a man high there, you know, just trying for a
Hail Mary.
Little Hail Mary, little seagull pass.
Kept in. Beautiful work. And again kept. But now here's a chance for Otis. He's got flight with him. Otis slams on the brakes. He's got Wilson. There's a chance for McIntosh. McIntosh has got 9 seconds to do his magic, and it won't happen. Otis over the red line. Otis takes a shot, bounces off of Amston, and that ends.
And that's
the first of the
first
final.
of 2 games. First 3 of 6 periods.
So we have a little bit of a spreading. Great first period, great second period, and was it tired legs or penalties?
Yeah, penalties and just opportunities. You know, the puck bounced the SkyCity Stampede's way.
Bouncing the right way, shook like you'd say, well, 7-3. There's a powerful goalie and a not so powerful goalie. But Shook stood on his head.
He did stand on his
head.
Those
one-timers, which are impossible, just kind of made it really difficult for him.
Absolutely. No, there's nothing on Toby Shook in that effort tonight. He played an outstanding game. I think the Thunder are going to go away tonight. Think about clearing those rebounds out in front of the net
and sinking some goals. They're going to need to claw back a lot of goals in order to make it work.
Yeah, exactly. But they really are going to have to score a lot of goals tomorrow night.
This is a Thunder Stampede battle, and it's playoffs. So all these X factors that go together to create like this, tomorrow's night's game is going to be absolutely wild.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And what an effort by Colin McIntosh as well, coming back after, having family tragedy to score a hat trick in this first semi-final game.
All right, so
absolute outstanding effort there.
What I love about this is it's all going to go again tomorrow night.
Oh, is it what? And it's going to be more intense.
Fantastic.
If that's even possible. I'm sure they'll find some bonus intensity there somewhere.
I just want to thank all you people that are watching locally. Couldn't get tickets, perhaps.
Yeah, and all the fans in Dunedin tonight as well.
Big shout out to you
boys.
Guys.
Put on a good show for you.
And the Dunedin fans here, thank you for coming out. Tomorrow night, same battle, same sort of thing. Big shout out to our volunteers as we run down to the end of our season. Remembering that this whole league runs on volunteers. Volunteers that take the tickets. Volunteers that do the security. Volunteers that organize all of this stuff. Georgia, Molly, and
touch every part of the event.
We're going to go down to Matt with Coach Freer, and he's going to do a quick interview. Struggling to hear. Oh, there we go.
Stay out of the penalty box. We feel like we've got a deep team. We've got 3 or 4 lines that can play with anyone. So staying out of the box, playing 5-on-5 was one of the keys for us tonight.
And you guys, very often we were doubling Beckstead, and that seemed to be really effective. And then you kind of backed off a little bit. Was that more of a choice as far as Gio, or was it more of it was more effective to just kind of back off and play more defensively?
Yeah, so we played him tight at the start, and we were probably giving him too much at the middle of the ice, so we decided to play him a little bit softer, but take away the middle of the ice and make him go around our Ds and tire him out and make him have to work for every single shift.
It looked like he skated a long ways in that third period, and that may have contributed on that. Last question, you're up 4 goals in this 2-game aggregate series. What's the thought process with talking to the guys of how to approach tomorrow's 60 minutes?
For us, we go back to 0-0. You know, we play it like any other hockey game. I think if you sit back and on a lead, it can be dangerous because you're not ready for the game. So for us, half the job's done. Tomorrow 0-0, we're right back at it.
Head coach Cam Freer, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Matt. That was difficult, but yeah, he said some interesting things about that.
Yep.
Bexted sort of hounding him, backing off and then hounding him. And like, I gotta say that you don't want to hang all your work on one player.
Absolutely.
It is a strong team, but he did a lot of heavy lifting.
They are a deep team, absolutely.
But once you sort of removed him from the equation, it seemed to muddle Dunedin up a little bit.
Yeah, well, a lot of the play, drives through, feeds through him. He directs a lot of it. So, he's one player in a very, very deep Dunedin Thunder team. As Coach Cam said, tomorrow it all starts again. 0-0. It's a new game. They're not going to sit back and think about, we have 4-goal lead. We don't. It's 0-0.
Yeah.
We go in with that mindset, and I think that's Dunedin has to do the same thing. And
well, that's tomorrow's the big question. So, on behalf of the crew here, Joel and myself, David, we'd like to thank you for watching. I will stay tuned tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here, Queenstown Arena. Thanks for watching.
Good night.